Councilor Manzer?
Here.
Councilor Thurber? Here. Deputy Warden Ross?
Here.
Manager of Corporate Services? Manager of Municipal Services? CAO? And Executive Assistant, and of course, myself, the Warden. There has been regret sent from David Tudor. So I ask us now all to pause to seek guidance. And now I will read the mission statement. And is to provide, promote, or facilitate municipal services that meet the community needs by preserving, supporting, enhancing quality of life for all. Now, is there any, for approval of the agenda, is there any additions or deletions anyone would like to add or delete? Hearing none, could I have approval of the agenda, please?
I'll approve the agenda.
Is there a seconder?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. The next, we're going to have a delegation presentation from Peter Robinson, Phil Robertson, Tim Van Tassel, Stacy Doucette, and Jamie Bremen from Southwest Iron and Ink Association.
It's only two of us.
Okay, I was just going to say, so could I have approval for the presentation, please?
I motion to approve the presentation of Southwest Iron and Ink Association.
And is there a seconder? I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. Go ahead, sir.
So we're just here to give you some information on our plans for Southwest Iron and Ink. We got approached by some businesses to do some stuff in the municipality, and during the weekend of the Wharf Rat Rally to try to enhance it or complement the Wharf Rat Rally. And we started a committee which is registered with Registry of Joint Stocks as nonprofit. And there's myself, Philip Robertson, Tim Van Tassel, Jamie Bremner, and Stacy Doucette on the board. And we have Joanne Dunn as our secretary to take minutes and stuff. So what we plan to do is have events out in Conway at the Tavern, Guy Frenchie's lot, Traction lot there. Ed's Takeout up and behind the field there. There's for camping and stuff. There are motorcycle related events like we're going to have preliminary Wall of Death. We're just trying to finish up things like that. Biker games, bands. Down in behind the tavern, there's a natural amphitheater there on the hill. So we'll build a stage at the bottom and have bands there all weekend. The normal bike stuff, burnout competitions, and show and shine, different things like that. Stuff that we can put on and try to keep the people here in the area a little bit longer. That's our goal. So if you have any questions or concerns.
Okay, I'm going to ask the first question before I ask others.
Yep.
You were saying you're going to do like a relay races?
Nope.
Biker games.
Biker games?
Yeah. That's his relay on a motorcycle and stuff like that. But
that's what I meant.
Yeah.
So is that the one like you would get them to go around and pick up something and then the next person, and it's all like under a timing type thing? That's the kind of relays you're talking about?
Yep. And then we have one that we've just, it's a new event that we've come up with, and it's a coffin race. So we built old-fashioned coffins, like in the Western days.
Yeah.
And there's teams of 5, and they have to pick a guy up, put it in the coffin, do it through an obstacle course, and then put it in
But not on a motorcycle?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Just entertainment. We're just putting together entertainment stuff that seen it on the
Actually,
rallies.
that would be fun to watch.
It would be.
Now, do they build it there or before?
It's built before, and then the team will have one guy laying on the ground that they have to pick up, put in the box. And we have custom-made trophies that look like caskets and stuff, just
Oh,
kind of different. We've teamed up with a bike company from New Brunswick that's going to do a show and shine and build custom trophies, like go to bike parts.
is your show and shine, is that like, you mean like a car show and shine?
Yeah, but for motorcycles.
Okay.
So, and it's all during the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday of the Warfront Rally. So.
The music all 4 days, pretty well through today, each day.
And 74th Crusaders are involved with us so that they have their weekend up there camping at the same weekend as the Warfront Rally, but they're going to come down and do the biker games for us. And the Bear River Indian Band are involved. They're going to try to have some music, like multicultural music, so that we keep everybody in the areas involved. And there'll be poker runs also, so that it gets them out into other communities in the municipality. We did one year down Digby Neck, and then the fire department in Sandy Cove put on a breakfast on the way back in seafood chowder. So we'll approach them to do that again.
Does anyone else have any questions? George, go ahead.
I realize most of the people are in the Digby,
Yep.
the town area. So would any of these events be outside the Conway? Or?
They'll all be in the Conway area, maybe down towards Weymouth. So, but
I
it'll
realize
be,
most of the people are here.
yeah, they're already in the town, but
The majority of what we're doing is in Conway.
yeah, to try
I
to,
think there's 4 properties there right now that we.
because they got left behind years ago and didn't get anything done, and the businesses out there approached us and asked if we'd help them bring some people out that way to expand.
And I would think that people, I keep hearing the same thing. They're bored with what's going on,
Right.
and they want other things to do. And I've heard, that's why I asked you, I probably called it wrong, and I called it the relay race.
Right,
But I've heard, you're probably under the biker games, but I've heard that that's some of the things they've asked about, bikers, this past year, actually.
There was about, I think, 6 or 7 different events in the biker game, different things that they do. But this club up in Annapolis is going to run that, and they've been doing it before, so they're not new at it, so they know what they're doing and what they're looking for.
Go ahead, Angela.
Just want to touch on what Linda said, like, I heard a lot of talk through the last one, that they would be interested in having the builder fat too. So is that something that you guys would
Yep,
consider?
we've been in talks with them. It's 20 years, so
What's the builders?
bike builders.
Custom builders that build bike.
Whole custom.
Oh,
We've, don't want to let too much out too early, but there are bike builders coming but you're talking about the big name ones that we had the 18-wheelers roll in a couple of times. And,
I just heard that there wasn't that much this year for
right.
the custom builders, right?
Yeah.
Did they need to come build a bike while they were here or something?
None of them did. We tried to do it at the airport one year, and that was when the junior and father on TV broke up, so we didn't get them. But we're working on some new stuff to. Always got to try to do something different, right? To keep people interested. There are the guys in St. John that build bikes, and they were talking about maybe doing something like that, build a bike in 3 days or whatever, put it together while it's here.
Wasn't there like Frog or Toad or something?
Toad Cycles, he passed away, and
but they used to eat it.
Yeah, so
Bikers down.
Biker Down are our charity of choice that we're gonna help support them. They help bikers if they get injured out on the highway or if they need to be towed or whatever. They're a nonprofit also, so they give funds to those people who've been in an accident or whatever and try to help them.
So are you gonna have like a mission fee or something?
So, well, to the concert, there were the bands.
Yeah,
Well,
oh, okay, but I mean, which would only make sense.
It's all free. The vendors, sorry. You
Oh,
were-
go ahead,
Um,
Ashley.
All the vendors that we have lined up coming are all bike related. And I don't wanna sound
No, no.
negative, but they're no pots and pans. It'll be, sorry, one other thing, we met with, Ricky from the Wharf Rat Rally before we even, to let them know what was going on, to be courteous and stuff, and he said, go for it, it'd just help us more and more to build the thing bigger, right?
So that was my question, if you were gonna collaborate a little bit with them, like, you got EMO, you've got the transit, like vans and stuff, and you might be collaborating that way, to get people to and from, so there's no.
There'll be shuttles, there'll be parking, there'll be all the stuff like that that's in place, security.
Yeah.
Well, you've got lots of space at Frenchie's for parking.
Yeah.
There's a lot of places, that property where the Sunset Pub is, Frenchie's,
Across the road,
across the road, it
Joey owns the property up in
Oh,
behind.
yeah.
up in behind, between there and the.
And then the property, if we need, just past the Shell there where, the car dealership used to be.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
They own,
There's 50 acres, I think, in there.
so we'd have to bush hog it, but we could use it if need be, but. So we're
There's
just,
a few crazy things, like the burnout competition. There's a burnout pad behind the Sunset Pub that was built years ago, like a paved pad.
I didn't know.
I think one of the events that one company that has contacted us wants to do is a truck doing a burnout with a flat deck with a bike on it doing the burnout at the same time.
and we have insurance.
I would hope so. I would hope they would too.
There's stuff that's done at other big bike rallies that I've been to, spaghetti wrestling and stuff like that.
What do you mean by spaghetti wrestling?
People get in a big swim pool with spaghetti and they wrestle.
That's disgusting.
And then all you eat is spaghetti the next day for $1.
Yeah.
No.
I don't care if you gave it to me for nothing.
But it's just things that entertain bikers, right? And so we're just trying to
Suds would
bring.
be better.
Sorry?
Suds.
Footy wrestling.
No, suds. Suds, they're cleaner.
But we will probably be putting in an application for funding, maybe. So we just wanted to come and, because the rumors out there, we got a Facebook page and.
Our grant applications are due probably in February is the latest we will wait.
So normally it's the first week of April.
Yeah, but
We'll have our date. We'll have our application will be out in mid-January likely.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like say, you asked about other things in different communities. Stacy's on the board of, and they're Altario, and then we're all involved with us, helping us. So
good collaboration.
yes. So see what we can do to try to help. Get people here and spending money. Keep the businesses happy. That's all we can ask.
Now, is there anybody else have any questions?
No, that's good.
Jeff, did you?
Mine,
I think
you
all the
gotta have
questions
one.
that I had, I think we all had similar lists, right? So glad to hear there's been a discussion with the rally.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the first question that everybody asks.
Yeah,
right?
and it
Right?
was.
I'm sure you guys have heard that, but.
We went there before we even put the Facebook page out there or talked about it and stuff, so. And we both do business with Ricky there, so we're there daily, filling him in on what's what, so.
Well, thank you so much for informing us, because I hadn't heard anything about it.
That's good. You haven't been to Tim Hortons, huh?
No, I don't go to Tim Hortons.
And it's not like we don't know what we're doing, because we did start the Warfront Rally, remember?
And then he's got the lobster bash and.
So we're a little experienced at what's going on.
Oh, yes,
So,
lots of experiences there. Well, I do appreciate it, I wanna thank you both for informing us of what's going on, and I wish you the best of luck.
yep, and if you need to get a hold of us, I think Jeff's got Phil's number, my number, all that, so. Any questions or concerns, or if you hear something that doesn't sound right, let us know ahead of time, right?
Yep.
And,
Well, I plan on going on your website,
sorry?
I'm gonna go on your website,
it's-
I assume
we
it's
don't have a
Southwest
website.
Iron and Ink.
We don't have a website.
It's on Facebook.
Yet, but
Oh, it's on
Facebook.
Facebook, so I just go Southwest Iron and.
Yeah,
Southwest Iron and Ink.
Southwest Iron.
SOE.
and then we'll let you know when the Facebook, or the website's up,
Oh, okay,
but, we're just in the process of making that, so.
I guess I wouldn't have found it when I went looking.
But you'll see additions to that page, in the next week or
Daily,
so.
weekly, whatever, as we get
As
sponsors
things
for
are
things.
confirmed, we'll post it up on there.
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you.
No problem, thank you for your time, and,
Drive careful, it's miserable,
is it?
yes.
I know, I
I
drive
just
it
came
on.
down for an accident.
Thank you.
Thanks.
The next is approval of the minutes of October the 24th. Is there any errors or omissions anyone saw?
A motion to approve the minutes of October 24th, 2023.
Is there a second to that motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. Is there any unfinished business anyone would like to bring up, from those minutes of October the 24th? None? And we will continue. The next is the CAO report. The meeting date, December the 5th at 5 is bylaw and policy, and December the 12th at 5 p.m. is the committee of the whole. December the 19th, there's no meeting. December the 28th, there's no meeting. And you'll be discussing at the bylaw about the next meeting in January. Okay, is there any action items from the previous minute? Okay. Any updates on capital punishments 23, 24 anyone wants to bring up and ask about?
Just a couple. So I think we've got, the truck is all done. We squeezed in the airport paving. Some challenges with the contractor this year and the weather. And I think Tyler's got an update. I think there's some challenges on the sidewalk file.
Yeah, so the sidewalk, paving wasn't able to be completed, and now we're too late into the year, it's just the contractor didn't have time. So we will have a decision to make in the capital budget process for next year, because we had budgeted 20 for this year, 20 next year, and that's sort of what we wanted to do. So do we do 40 next year, where we didn't do any this year?
I
Do we
would
just
hope
do
so,
40?
but we'll discuss it, because we want it done and completed, and if we couldn't do it because it was not from lack of funds, but from lack of having someone be able to do it.
And we are gonna start out towards the Ultramar, but you can imagine like 20,000 doesn't get you very far, so it will take time.
Oh, yes,
So that's the worst part right now.
yes, it is. Matthew?
I just have a question for the CAO. Any update on, I know it's beating a dead horse, but the internet? I just get a lot of phone calls in the Josephville area.
Okay,
They
so
are slated for December.
They,
and they're
they are
very active.
slated for December. We are having a hard time getting anything other than December. Yeah, I guess that's it for that update. I was gonna say, our other internet file, we are continuing to work on in a strange turn of events. The lengthy discussions have helped to bring build back to the table. And I'm hoping that perhaps by our December meetings, I will have a positive update on that one. So that one has gone well. But no, because we are getting calls as well from, I've had a few calls from the Smith Cove area on some small areas that didn't get done. It seems if you weren't right on the main road, there were some streets that were approved or areas that haven't been completed either, with the December completion plan. So, and I haven't had any reports of trucks or gear in the area.
Well, that's what people are waiting for, right? And I mean, right. Figure still crossed.
Nope, I'll see if we can
Not
find out.
December yet.
I know, it's just,
It's coming.
it's very close,
Yes,
right?
yeah, that's it, right? People are getting anxious.
Well, it's another 2 days, yeah.
Yeah. I'm hoping to see a truck out there on Monday, because I'm happy next month.
Yes, George?
How's the project going in, Conway? What's the Conway, the cultural center they were gonna build?
Oh, out in Acacia Valley.
Acacia Valley.
They've been doing work out there. You see trucks, you see work. I've had people tell me that every day they check it out and.
It's getting built up pretty good. They start gravel out there.
Yeah,
By every
I mean,
day.
they are working.
Well, there's work there every day, yeah.
That's good.
I've been out
Making
myself a few
progress,
times.
making
I do not
progress.
enter their property,
Yeah.
but, the people that live across the road just told me I'm allowed to park in their driveway and I sort of walk a little ways and just go look. I don't go on. It's a construction site, but just to sort of keep an update.
That's good.
And, Brad has told me anytime I want to call him to go ahead. But they're hoping to keep working, as long as they can.
Well, there's progress.
And that's what we want to see. Okay, next is the financial report. Does anyone have any questions for the October 23rd financial report for Lee? Hearing none, could we have approval of the circulated financial report of October 2023?
I'll move the acceptance of the financial report for October 2023.
Is there a seconder?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. The next is standing committee items, zoning change request.
I move the council agree to pass the zoning change request on to the planning and advisory committee to handle.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. It's already on the agenda. Cell letter, clarification, 3 motions.
I move the council write a letter to the Nova Scotia Federation of Municipalities and copy MLA Jill Balzer requesting the organization to lobby for proper cellular services.
Is there a seconder?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. Next,
Move the council write a letter to Kim Maslin, the minister responsible for the Build Nova Scotia Act, and copy MLA Jill Balzer, requesting that the department continue to develop programs for proper cellular services.
is there a seconder?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. Next one,
I move the council write a letter to Canadian Radio, Television, and Telecommunication Commission, and copy MP Christy Entremont, requesting that they provide supplementary funding for cellular service.
is there a seconder?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. The next is the Weymouth Water Fountain.
I'll move the council direct CAO Sunderland to continue to work on Weymouth Water Fountain project with stakeholders involved.
Is there a seconder?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. The next is the Barton School request.
I move the council accept the funding request from Compass Nova Scotia Cooperative Homes Limited, Compass Nova Scotia, in the amount of $3,102.07.
Is there a seconder?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. The next is the joint council meeting.
I move the council agree to schedule a joint council meeting with the town of Digby.
Is there a seconder?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. The Fundy Rose.
I move the council will write a letter to Transport Canada and copy Christy Entremont to lobby to keep the Digby NV Fundy Rose buried.
Is there a seconder?
I'll second that.
And can I ask, could we also send a copy of this letter out to the public, out of the other councils? Or is that not the correct letter to send?
We can, so to the 11 in this end?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Would we have agreement that we also copy the 11 municipalities in Southwest Nova?
I would motion that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. The next is the Public Service Superannuation Plan.
I'll move the council agree to send a request letter to the municipality to join the public service superannuation plan and to approve the transition costs.
Is there a seconder?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. Office renovation tender.
I move the council agree to award the tender for Phase 1 office renovation to Gary Construction Limited in the amount of $203,100 plus HST.
Is there a seconder?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. Next, exploration of the decarbonization project.
I move the council agree that the renewable energy coordinator continue to explore the cost of a trip with the Department of Environment for the decarbonization project.
Is there a seconder?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. The next is business items. Heritage property, heritage property registrations. I guess I'm gonna start reading this. Where there was no public opposition to the recommendation made by council to register for the properties owned by Manning Ash Jr., located at 215 Trout Cove Road, as a municipal heritage property, council. Oh, I can't read that.
I can.
Okay.
Where there was no public opposition to the recommendation made by council to register the property owned by Manning Gosh Jr. located at 215 Trout Cove Road as a municipal heritage property, council moves to file the final notice of heritage registration with the land registry.
All in favor?
Aye.
We need a second?
Oh, sorry, second.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll second it.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried.
Where there was no public opposition to the recommendations made by council to register the 3 lighthouses on Brer Island as municipal heritage properties, council moves to file the final notice of heritage registration for Brer Island, Grand Passage, and Peters Island lighthouses with the land registry.
Is there a seconder?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. The next, there is marketing levy bylaw revisions. Would you like to go over that, Jeff?
Yeah, if I could. So I know it is not traditional for us to look at revisions here at council, but just due to the fact that we don't have a December council meeting, this is already slightly delayed, and there just were some challenges. We had to consult with our lawyers and the town to make sure we were in agreement on. Most of this is triggered by changes the province made just about a year ago, and then we just took the opportunity to make a small administrative change. So you'll see the first change, we had a private members bill or act that had been introduced by Gordon Wilson. That's what had given us our authority, so now there's a piece of provincial legislation in the MGA. So that's the first blue change you see there. Then the big change for this one is down a little bit, Tyler. So we had all agreed after a lot of industry consultation that $2 a night was a nice fair round number. We liked it. We continue to like it. When the province introduced their legislation, has to be 3%. So this is updating that. So businesses aren't going to love that. Our hands are tied. We tried to work on creative solutions with our legal team and putting our minds to it. This is really what they want and what some of the other municipal units in the province wanted. So we're going to do our best to communicate this, but I think all of you have accommodation facilities in your district that this is just a bit trickier math for their systems. It's all doable, and just it also makes it a bit more challenging on our end, right? Before it was real nice and easy. You had 20 rooms, 30 nights in a month. We had a pretty good idea how much you owed us at $2, right?
Yeah.
Where now what you charge and all that, it just is a bit more complicated, but we had to do it. You can go quite a ways, Tyler, before there's another change. And some of these were just a few cleanup things from, yes, so there had been lots of discussion at the Marketing Levy Advisory Committee about the wording of this section, 16A. So we thought we would just clear up the confusion altogether, that these funds shall only be used to promote tourism. Nice and simple. The original wording had that the mayor and the warden had to be a member. We thought that was pretty restrictive, and the group was meeting, I think it's fair to say, more often than anticipated. We were building this off of the model from the town of Yarmouth and Municipality of Yarmouth, where theirs didn't meet very often. There wasn't nearly as many businesses. We had more than one meeting a month for a lot of the past 6 months. So I'm sure at some point in the future we'll discuss the membership. Right now, the mayor and the warden continue to sit on it.
My only question with that was, you may disagree, I'm just asking the question. If you're picking a member of council, would it make sense to have somebody that is on already, if we do our committees, if you're on the
Okay, if I
data
was going to
committee?
pick somebody, I would pick the person that's on the tourism committee.
Well, that's what I mean, yeah, so
Yeah.
should we have that worded in there?
No,
We don't need to?
I think that,
Because we could argue
that
in.
again, you're gonna get restrictive.
Hmm.
I think you leave it as it is,
Okay.
but we would know to be.
We could
looking-
try and use it as a preference. It may not
Yeah.
work for
Okay.
both councils. This is the only
Yes,
concern,
that's what I mean.
right?
If you have to say the
This is the same
but
wording.
within us, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
So, yeah, good point, and likely something we would try and organize.
Okay, no, that's,
And then this one was also just with a very small committee. We had looked at it in the past. The chairperson had to be just from the 4 non-elected members. On a 6-person board, that's restricting. We were having people that either weren't experienced, new to the area, or running meetings. And everyone just offered some feedback that was pretty restrictive. So this was opening that up. And then I think all the other edits are just dates and times.
yeah, okay.
So again, I do apologize. Normally we have time to go through this in a bylaw and you see it, but if we could use this as first reading, it'll still be second reading in January, but us and the town will be very close in effect for February.
So could I have someone move this to be the first reading, please?
I motion, this is the first reading of the marketing levy bylaw revision.
Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. The next is the Live Well Church Grant, and they have asked, they have asked for $1,000. And what they are doing, they do a bi-weekly food box program, which is 70% sustainable. And they're in between grants, and the fishermen are not yet at work. And their need is approximately $500 a month to keep food and toiletries in the household for those unable to fully contribute to their needs. And what they're doing is trying to get the rolled over so that they can keep getting money from others, but they're asking the municipality to help with these food box program. We have helped other churches, we have helped other food entities. Yes, Angela?
Yeah, well, I said I have no problem with supporting this program. We already know that this is gonna be a difficult winter. I know that they've been doing work in the past, but they've never come forward to ask for any money. And from my understanding, they've helped a lot of people in the Digby and Economic area over the last few years.
They have, I've heard that. I'll be honest, I was talking to two of the moms today, and they were telling me, you know, they're getting more and more and more people, and they're not going to be able to sustain everybody. And they are not a food bank. And people are starting, some people have thought of them as a food bank, and they've had to explain it to government officials who are not a food bank. You can't just send people to them saying it's only when they have openings and they announce it and people come. In actual fact, this person who was speaking to me had someone break into their home and steal food. So there's been some break-ins. So yeah, I agree with you, Angel. Anybody else? Comment? So would someone like to put this as a motion forward?
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we give $1,000 to the food pantry program for the Midvale Living Well Community Church.
Is there a seconder?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. The next is the extended producer responsibility. We would like you to be able to authorize Wage Check to take the regional approach on this.
I move to opt into the extended producer responsibility program and to authorize Waste Check to take a regional approach.
Is there a seconder?
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. The next is King's Transit, Rick Cook's email. You all received. He has had replies back, and I'll let Jeff speak.
Yeah, and I think up to an update I was given today, I think he's had replies back. I think there's been some dialogue, and I think another meeting has been set up. So I don't know that I see action. I certainly, after this email, I had a lengthy discussion with the general manager of
King's Transit.
Or not the general manager of King's Transit.
The acting
general manager of King's Transit and the manager of the Intermunicipal Service Agreement Project. About this session. They definitely had received feedback, and for those of you that were there, that the Digby session got off to a rough start, and there were some unique circumstances as identified in this letter.
It didn't help they came in late.
That's it.
Well, that's it.
That
I
was,
mean, you set up the chairs for everybody.
They said no.
Yeah.
And he told me they were going to take the chairs out, and I said, no, you're not.
They should have been there, and they should have had everything
Will
set up. the way
somebody
they-
be there from King's Transit? The sign like.
Well, the person that was there was just a person who happens to be there. She was not invited, but they asked, the reason she responded, because I asked her after the fact, was they said, is there someone here that works there?
Well,
So she said she wasn't going to say anything, and she said, well, if I don't, and someone knows I work, I'm going to become a liar.
No, but that's fine, but is there gonna be somebody from management at the next meeting?
No, it will
No.
be the,
just the consultant.
The consultant,
I
yeah.
understand.
Will it be in the evening, or,
that, I'm not sure about the setup.
because they did complain about it being mid-afternoon?
Yeah. And then, but then you'll have the seniors that complain that they don't want it at night.
Oh, yeah, well, but they've had their chance, already part of it, then maybe they should have it in the evening for the other ones that couldn't make it.
I think this meeting is mainly being set up for the people that were part of the complaint process here. But again, I'm not sure. I haven't been included in the correspondence on it.
I don't know either. So in other words, right now, there's nothing to be done, except maybe some of the minutes, there has been a meeting being set up. And that's about all we can say at this time. The next is a funding request from the West Nova Chamber of Commerce. They have been working on the Fundy Rose issue very diligently, and they are running into some problems because they've been using a lot of their own personal money, and they have asked us for $1,000 to help with Facebook ads, and they said their software is theirs, and that would be ongoing. Go ahead first.
I've nothing against $1,000. We have to save the ferry, but I just had some concerns with the ask because it's an unusual one. I don't know about you, Warden, but did you get any updates that this was going to be done? Like, I just saw it as a group.
This is what I got. Now, they had emailed me, but I was in Halifax the other night when they had their meeting, so I couldn't be there.
Yeah.
But I have been receiving that they have a petition out.
Mm-hmm.
My concern with the petition was, and I think they've gone and dealt with it, but the province does not accept anything done online.
That's right.
But the feds apparently, if they go through something special, which they have done, and they accept it, will do online petitions. And this is where this has to go. And Dan has asked me to call him, he wants to talk to me. But I can tell you, I have been seeing a lot of stuff out on Facebook, a lot of stuff out, Digby Talks. I've seen letters that they have sent.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you, each municipality are sending their own letters. I had asked for us to have a meeting with our other municipalities, but we thought we would now wait until all the letters went in and then see what could be done from there as politically.
Mm-hmm.
There is a huge concern, especially the fish plants, the truckers, and it's not only them. We for example, Cook's Aquaculture, 600 round trips a year.
Well, I guess that's my concern with the ask. But to get the $1,000 back, it's a very new group. What, as a business commerce, why wouldn't you reach out to your membership first? Spending your own money, then coming to ask the municipality taxpayers.
I think it's because they're up to 70 members,
Mm-hmm.
and they've been working diligently. I know Cook's has been working with the St. John Ferry, but they have, St. John Chamber of Commerce, and the government over there.
Yeah.
I, again, have received a call yesterday afternoon wanting to know if we want a letter of support here, and I said not yet from Cook's.
Yeah.
But I thought they're reaching out, they're trying. They have sent a letter of support to the Chamber of Commerce here. But I think it's because it's such a huge thing and they're trying. That's why they're asking us for money, because it's a special project. Yarmouth apparently has been giving money to their Chamber of Commerce to help Yarmouth Town. And
I'll make a motion to give $1,000 to the Western Commerce Chamber of Commerce
for the red.
for the specialized software.
No.
Or the Facebook money spent
For
for the
advertising,
MD Road.
but I would say for the Fundy Rose project.
The Monday Road project.
Yeah, that way it covers. Yes, Jeff?
I know I don't have amending power. I would love it if that letter had a line in it about, in the future, if they could approach us in advance.
Yes.
That we can do it, I'd almost say this one time, but in the future, we need to be brought into these discussions in
Through
advance.
grant
This, for a new group, this is a bad habit to start, and I know they are very new, so that's why I'm okay with it this
So I'll
much,
make
but I
that-
would like
Yeah,
that
we can-
line being added. Just a suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's an excellent one.
Motion to amend that, we approve the $1,000 to the MV Rose project. Recommendation to send a letter, explaining our grants organization process for the future.
Is there a second?
No, I think it's important.
Yeah, I just
Oh,
want
I
to
do.
second it first, and
Okay,
we'll
I'll second
continue.
it.
Okay, now continue.
I think it's important that we dealt with in a expedited manner,
Yes.
not to be left and maybe make an application for a grant and all that stuff. And which could be done another year if, if we see fit, but right off, this is important to be done. And I don't think you can wait a month or 2 months.
Angela? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. The next, we have, our correspondence, engaged Nova Scotia workshop invitation.
This came out from the deputy minister, and I think some of you have seen at different conferences you've seen this presentation. If you haven't, it would be worth trying to participate in this online one. It is an interesting
Software.
gathering the software and some of the statistics is what they're figuring out, the tools to do with it. It is an interesting presentation.
So I wanted to make sure everyone had that opportunity, and hopefully you'll be able to do it. It is on December the 4th, when I'm away, of course. But I have seen the presentation. The next is the Town of Yarmouth exemption of volunteer emergency services providers from the new fuel charges. They have sent a letter on. So we've got to make sure that everyone saw this. Have any comments or concerns? Are you comfortable? Did we want to send a letter as well for the extension for the volunteer emergency services provider?
Yeah, you can.
I think it would be a good thing.
Yeah. A motion to send a letter, exempting our volunteer emergency services with the, exemption to the new fuel charges.
With a copy to our MP.
A copy to our MP.
And also, I'm wondering if it would be nice maybe to send, again, I'm asking Ground Search and Rescue and our Digby Fire Association a copy of the letter that we had sent. Would that be?
Yep.
So could we add that if you don't
Add
mind?
that, yeah.
Okay. Is there a seconder to that motion?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. Municipality of Shelburne redeploying the Digby St. John Ferry to PEI. That is something that I feel we need to send a letter as well. I think it's really important that we get out there showing that our concerns and what's happening. But how does council feel? So if you are interested, someone would make a motion that we, oh, yes?
Isn't that what item 3.6?
With to Chris for the but is it the redeployment?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, never
Okay.
mind.
Yeah.
And we could just do
I
that.
think everybody's doing it, just
Yeah,
we got
just
one, they got
copying,
one.
yeah.
This is-
Yeah.
It all started at the same time, it's just a different sequence.
We're all on the
Yeah.
same page, same
We're all on the
area.
same
Same as
page.
we copied
Yeah.
the other 11 on our letter, we're
Yeah.
going to
Yeah.
do a copy now.
The next is the advisory committee minutes reports, which is on the marketing levy committee package June 1st, June 29th, July 12th, August 2nd, and the Remo advisory committee minutes June 22nd. don't see, I didn't send you the draft minutes apparently.
I didn't even know, yeah.
I apologize, I thought I had them there. I will make sure they're out for the next one. The next would be the joint intermunicipal committee minutes, Southwest Nova Biosphere Reserve Association board minutes of October the 26th. There's no outside board or committee minutes, and then there's the council district activity reports. I am going to start over here, but I am going to slip away for a moment because Norm has my computer with all my stuff on it that I want to talk about for my community. So George, if you would start, and Matthew, if you would please take over for me. Thank you.
Well, we start off with the pumpkin walk down in Weymouth at the Flowbook Trail on the weekend before Halloween, I think. And they had 180 pumpkins lined up along both sides of the walkway there, and all carved. Almost everyone different. There were some, maybe there would have been 2 or 3 that were the same, but almost everyone was different. And then an SFM for 3 days, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, or in November. Was to the Sandy Cove dinner last weekend, which was done by the Sandy Cove Fire Department. Proceeds going to the Cancer Self-Help or Cancer Help Group, and I think it was $1,200 from the dinner, 400 and something from the donation bottle, so close to $1,700 in total, which was donated to the Cancer Help Group, and everything was paid for by the people that put this up. Just last week on Friday night was the Hal Terrio's play down at the university. Been to Jill's office a couple of times during last month, helping people with seniors with grants and heat pumps. And Helen put up the Christmas tree at Sister Landon on behalf of the council. That's being viewed for the next week or so. Maybe we change something.
It looked beautiful from the picture that was sent to me.
You'll be able to see it when you go in person.
Oh, I will be. Friday night. Angela's going too.
Good.
Thank you
Well,
very
there was
much.
tea today. There was tea there. Good eating, lots of good eating.
Did you go?
Yeah. Great. That's it.
Thank you.
Next, Help Frugal Moms with the Pop-Up Food Bank. A few Saturday mornings ago, I attended the sod turning for the Digby Splash Park. As many can see, the splash park is almost installed and will be ready for the summer next season. Went to Halifax from November 7th to the 10th to attend the annual Nova Scotia Federation of Municipality Conference. Engaged with lots of colleagues and attended many interesting sessions. November 11th, I attended the Remembrance Day ceremony at the St. Mary's Church in Barton and laid the municipal wreath for the local residents who serve for our country. I went to the 10th celebration for Digby Care 25 and thanked many of the women who take their time to help our community. I helped out Digby Fish and Game with their November dance. The band Sissaboo played, which included one of our own staff members, Terry Thibodeau. Terry's not here. Volunteered at the Digby Minor Hockey Game in Clare on Saturday afternoon. Sunday I attended the Digby Fish and Game AGM, where we selected our new board for the coming year. And helping the constituent get some low-income grants and taking lots of calls and emails.
Angela. Yeah, I attended the policing meeting on November 7th in Halifax, trying to give us updates on whether the policing or the RCMP or both groups gave their side. I attended the FCM from, the NSFM from the 8th to the 10th. And on the 11th, I attended the church service in Bear River and the ceremony at the Bear River Bar Hall. And I attended the Smith Cove Reed Lane in the afternoon. I attended we had our second working group for the housing, and, it was a lot of information back and forth, and I'm looking forward to the group sharing more information, because I think it will definitely help. On the 22nd, I attended an Inspiring Communities at an event at the Pond. I attended that. It was for grade 10 students from Weymouth, Digby, and Island schools. They came up to talk about their future, what they wanted to be after they graduated. So, an interesting event. I attended the DASH meeting yesterday online. They have one every month at lunchtime, and they had someone from the Community Health Board do a presentation on some statistics and stuff that, some reports that they had, and that was quite interesting. I attended my first NSFM Audit and Finance Committee meeting yesterday, and we worked on the budget for next year, and I also attended the Bear to Crack Festival on Saturday, which was a really good event. It was just like going down to Cherry Carnival. There was nowhere to park.
Crab apple?
Craft Festival.
Oh, I'm sorry. See, where do they get crab apples this time of year? I apologize.
It was at the Fire Hall and at the Ocean and at the Legion, and all the shops and stuff going on, and it was a major, major event. It was very successful. And I just wanted to touch on a couple things from the Fire Association. I attended the Fire Association meeting on Wednesday night, and the last meeting they had someone filling in as the secretary, and so the minutes didn't get typed up, so there were no minutes, so they were read. And anyway, there was just a couple things I just wanted to touch on. One was about the Sandy Cove Fire Department. I just wanted to mention they did give a donation to Digby Health from their dinner.
The cancer care.
Good thing. They said $1,700.
Every penny they took in,
Yeah.
they gave to them,
I thought that was a really good
the
thing.
cancer care.
One of the things that they did bring up was that, I guess all these things we will look at later, and I may get a little bit more information. But they're struggling to get their driver's licenses right now, and apparently they have to go to Halifax to take the test. They have to take the shots. And so anyway, they said something about all the Ukrainians are coming in and they're wanting to, get their licenses, their class 3 driver's license. And so they're so backed up, and, so anyway, they were hoping that maybe the municipalities would write a letter to suggest that maybe they could come here and do it if they had, like 10 or 20 firefighters that had their medical and the written tests all done, that they just had to come here for the driver's test.
An excellent idea.
So-
Are you gonna bring that up as a motion now?
Oh, I could,
I think you should.
that we write a letter to, I'm not sure who it goes to though.
I would say motor vehicle transportation.
It's a Stephanie Reed, and that's all I know, yes. So it's for the class 3 driver's license, and they would like them to come to Digby and do the training here just for the, the driving test.
That the other things have been done in advance.
They could do that in advance, and they could have someone from all the departments.
With a minimum number.
Yeah. So I'll make that a motion, we'll send a letter.
With that request.
Second.
Oh, okay.
And the other,
All in favor?
sorry.
Contrary minded, motion carried. Go ahead.
And another thing that I am gonna get more information is that it was brought up from the tourism department about their insurance. Now, they said it's gone up to $19,000, and they said it's like over half of what they had in a year. And so then all the other departments also said that they were struggling to get it. Apparently there's only 2 underwriters in Canada, so it's not a competitive thing, and they're all seeing a significant increase. So I said I could do a little bit more research to see what other departments are being charged, but I know it's gone up significantly. There wasn't really any, I think that they just need someone maybe to look, like I know procurement, that new group there. They were at NSFM.
Yes, I know.
Canoe. I thought maybe someone like that, they may be able to help.
Go ahead, Jeff.
So the insurance, they're currently on I understand there's increases, part of a group buy that is, I would suggest as good a deal. We're all, like, the municipal insurance has gone up significantly the last 3 years. We're expecting it to continue to go up. The effects of COVID and the financial markets are continuing to be felt by public sector bodies extremely. I don't anticipate that changing, and there are very, very similar to the municipal market. There's been additional consolidations that there's very few people even bidding on it. That's the entire problem.
Yeah. I just thought there may be something with, or somebody that you could, like I said, I'll look, get some more information, and the last thing was with dark signage. They said they've been approached by Dark to put a sign up, and they said they'd actually like to put a sign up saying they all need volunteers and have all the fire departments listed on the sign.
Where, how did they get all the volunteers to sit on that sign? I mean,
All the departments.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know, they said they reached out to, get the sign down at $250. For the sign.
Oh, are you talking about
Sign.
Red Clicks or, Digby promo, I should call it, or
Yeah.
the other?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes?
It seemed like something that perhaps our two dark members could talk about at the dark board table on
Yeah,
waiting
fair enough.
fee for that,
Yeah.
that signage. If that is what is happening, that would seem like something that could serve our community and not cost dark financially themselves.
Okay, and I guess that's it.
Great, thank you. Myself, since our last council meeting, I got to tour the facility in Kentville where we send our recyclables, and it was scary what I saw. It was heavy duty, people not using a separate bag system, that they were using one bag instead of two. People don't wash up their cans, and there's not, at least, it has to be under 30% food in the can or a bottle, or they have to throw it into the garbage. Those full bottles of stuff people were throwing away. Nothing was emptied out. It was sort of scary. But I will tell you, their facility, I was impressed with. They had these machines that do a lot of the work that people used to do because they can't get enough people. And what I saw was really interesting. And I also went to the Special Olympics open house, where they're looking for volunteers and they're trying to set up Special Olympics Digby as it used to be. I went to the NSTRA conference and brought greetings on behalf of council. That's the one that Charlotte was doing with the recreation hospital staff. I attended a regional chairs meeting, and then I went to a fundraiser dinner with Chris D'Entremont at the Pines. I also attended the NSFM, which was very interesting. I attended the Senior Safety Day at the Curling Club and volunteered for that. I went to the Digby Care 10th anniversary, which they had given over $100,000. On Remembrance Day, I attended the Digby Remembrance Day service, and then I went down to the Digby Turkey Dinner, where all proceeds went to cancer care. I also I went to the Ground Search and Rescue 50th anniversary, and they had their Christmas dinner and gave out the awards. I went into a food security discussion meeting, seeing what could be done or not done. And I attended a Christmas tea in Upper Clemens for some activities, and then I attended the Digby Museum Christmas open house, which was very well done. And Santa there, and any of the little kids that came got to see Santa and talk to him. Did an excellent job, Santa did. I also have been in talks with folks aquaculture and various other people over the Fundy Rose, and of course, it keeps coming up to homelessness and lack of food in the area. It's truly scary. And that's all I had. Now, we have no in camera, so would someone like to adjourn the meeting?
Motion to adjourn.
Is there a seconder?
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary?